Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Thursday, September 5th. So we had a mixed day. We had the Dow is down and NASDAQ up a little bit, S&P up a little bit. So it seems like now what is going on is that the monetarists are all flipped out. I spoke about this yesterday. They're all flipped out about slowdown in economic growth. Before slowdown in economic growth, they were cheering that rah, 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 because they thought, okay, that's going to mean a cut in interest rates. And now that, I guess, to them is not important anymore. Folks, I don't know what to tell you. I've always said that the market's going to follow the economy. And I've been here over the last couple of months telling you that there's going to be a slowdown in economic growth. And eventually that the market is going to reflect that. Okay, yesterday I said that the leading flows peaked out exactly when I said. I've said this back in early August, that the leading spending flows are going to peak out between August 15th and September 2nd. And that's exactly what happened. And there's a lot of liquidity in the system. You could get a little bit of a bounce into the tax drain on September 16th, but you got to sell into that. Whatever kind of a bounce we get between now and September 16th, you got to sell into that, because we're coming into a negative period. And I've been just, bullet pointing everything to you about how the rate cuts are going to be the equivalent of fiscal drag, because it's going to slow down these interest income transfers. I've been telling you, I don't even want to go over it. I don't even want to go over it, because I've been saying it, and I keep saying, we're going to come back and we're going to revisit everything I said. Somebody said, what does revisit mean? Revisit means we're going to go back and we're going to listen to what I said now, in 6 months or 8 months or 9 months or a year from now. And you're going to see that I was exactly right, just as I was exactly right. And this is not meant to pat myself on the back. Like I've said so many times, I'm here to educate, I'm here to teach, I'm here to inform. And that's why I'm here. Okay, that's why I'm here. Today I want to talk about something totally different, and it's just more or less an educational topic. And because I was thinking about this, how can we explain? You always hear about the debt of the United States, the national debt. We're so in debt, the debt. So I'm going to try to, and I work at trying to figure out ways to explain this anecdotally so that people can have an understanding. What is it? Because I've said so many times, there is no debt. All it is dollars that the government has spent into the global economy that has not been taken away in taxes. And people hold those dollars in the form of government securities, which are functionally dollars with a term and a coupon. In other words, with a duration and an interest rate payment attached. It's the same thing as you having a savings account or a checking account. Maybe you don't want your money in a checking account, which is cash. You put your money in a savings account, you get a little bit of an interest. So let me try to go over it in a different way. All right. Suppose you come to me and you say, Mike, I need to borrow your car because I need a car right now to go to work. And I say, I don't have a car. You can't borrow something that doesn't exist, right? I think everybody understands that. You come to me and you say, Mike, I need to borrow your car because I got to get to work. If I don't get to work, I'll be fired. And I say, I don't have a car. You need a car first in order to borrow it, right? So the same thing with the government borrowing, okay, what does these people who say we borrowed all this, 35 trillion, what did we borrow? Dollars, right? Ostensibly, that's what they're talking about. They don't mention that, but when they say, we borrowed all this money, first you got to break it down. What did we borrow? We borrowed dollars. Now, let's say the dollars didn't exist at all. There were no dollars in the world, zero. How did we borrow dollars? The dollars had to be put there first before the government can borrow it. Right? I mean, it's the same thing. Like, I have to have a car before I let you borrow it. Here's another example. Let's say you come to me, or you come to anybody, it doesn't have to be to me, and you say, I need to borrow a particular kind of car. I need to borrow a Ford. Okay, a Ford. I need to borrow a Ford. A Ford car has to exist first before you can borrow it. Ford has to make the car, has to put the car into existence. The company Ford, the manufacturer, the creator of the Ford, has to put the Ford into existence before anybody can borrow it. See what I'm saying? If dollars didn't exist, let's say the government, because this is the premise that these people are talking about, that the government has no money, it has to borrow the money, has to borrow the dollars. From who? Who makes the dollars? China? Japan? No. The government has to put the dollars there in order to quote unquote borrow it. And then you understand that that is not borrowing. They put the dollars there. So they're taking a little bit back. Okay? But the dollars have to be put there first. In other words, I've used this analogy before. You can't drain a swimming pool until you fill it up. I don't understand what's so hard to think about, to understand about this. Like, people have a hard time with this because they go with the headlines that say, you know, we're 35 trillion in debt. What is that debt? What did we borrow? We borrowed dollars? How, if the dollars, where did they come from? Where did those dollars come from? They can only come from one place. The government has to spend those dollars into existence. I've used the example of the Monopoly game, okay? I'm pretty sure almost everybody has played the Monopoly game, even if you're not from the United States. You cannot play the game until the game distributes the money to everybody. I mean, read the instructions. You cannot play it. Everybody gets a certain amount of cash to start off with. It's distributed out to the players. When you pay tax on that, the game is just taking back some of what it has already distributed out. That's all it is. So, and listen, I'm not naive to think, I'm not so naive to think that people are gonna like take this and run with it and like, hey, we don't have a problem. No, because let's face it, this is at least at the very minimum politically very powerful. You could use this if you're in the political realm. You could use this as power, as leverage to get what you want. Like, we're broke, we have no money, you know, we're borrowing from China, we're borrowing from this, from that. It's impossible. It's impossible. Just like it's impossible to play the Monopoly game if the game doesn't give the money out first. Just like it's impossible to borrow somebody's car if they don't have a car. That's what it boils down to. It is impossible. It cannot happen. Okay? So tell that to your friends. Tell that to your colleagues at work. I don't know if they're gonna, you know, at a quick explanation. I doubt they're gonna understand it. I doubt they're gonna, even if they understand it, they're not gonna want to listen to it. People are so programmed into believing this. And I've always said that, you know, a bad belief is like a disease in the body. If the disease is not eradicated, if you don't take care of the disease, eventually it's going to kill the body. And that's exactly what this disease is. It needs to be eradicated. I don't know if it's ever going to be eradicated because, like I said, it serves a lot of purposes that are not good. But here's the thing, folks. If you understand it, like I do, like people who, are my subscribers, like maybe some of you who listen to my videos. By the way, please like and subscribe. If you don't like, you don't have to subscribe. Somebody said to me in a comment, if I like it, I will give you a like. Well, thank you. God forbid that I ask you to like a video that you don't like. How? That would be so horrible. All right. So yeah, if you like it, please like and subscribe. I mean, it's like you really have to say stuff like that. I mean, goddamn, what am I dealing with here? Anyway, so that's it for today, folks. Nothing's going to happen. Everything changes. Let me put it this way, and I've said this. Everything changes once the Fed starts cutting interest rates. We're in a whole new environment once that happens. Right now, it's this and this and this, but you can see now that they're starting to wake up to the fact that stocks follow the economy. I've been telling you guys that for years. Years I've been telling you guys that. Most of you understand that and you agree and you have learned that. Some of you are still like you think the tail wags the dog. I don't know what to tell you. Stocks follow the economy. It's not the other way around. Investors are finally waking up to that. There's a little thunderclap coming in. We get that every afternoon here in Florida. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Don't forget, go to my website. If you want daily updates, MMT education, stock recommendations, market outlook, blah, blah, blah. You got to sign up for my report, MMT Trader. I'm the only one who has an applied approach to MMT. I take the concepts and nobody else does that. None of these MMT academics, none of these guys do that. Go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial. See you tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.